Oh, and the end is here.
Really nice. I mean, he calculated it till the very end.
Oh my goodness.
And it's almost forced.
And it's forced. And basically this is it, guys, because let's analyze. This is the current position, and Black's king.
And he did go king h6.
And
oh my
this is
God.
it. We have a new world champion.
Like one move away from...
This is it, guys. And Vishy is going to take this off. And in fact, they might even exchange the rest of the pieces off. But
play until king and king.
They're going to play until king and king. And this is incredible stuff. King h5. c5. Oh my goodness. And this is it, guys.
Oh.
Well...
So king h5, black went, and white could place h4.
And he played 8. This is a bit of humour by Magnus.
Just to get into a king versus king, he'll play c5, knight c5, king c5, play till king versus king, and
the Norwegian
camp is cheering.
Is going crazy.
And we have a
new world champion. Unbelievable.
Magnus Carlsen.
Champion of the world.
Undisputed.
Undisputed champion of the world. The young Norwegian has beaten Vishy Anand 6.5, 3.5. Vishy sends his congratulations. Magnus, of course, must be absolutely thrilled. He showed everybody he wanted to win today. Didn't quite work out that way, but I think that will fade away in people's memories, because what they will remember is the fact that he is the new world champion.
Maybe e7.
E7.
Wow.
Maybe this still wins, actually. But king c3 has been played
King c3 has been played, and king c3 just kills.
Yeah, and that probably is the end of the game and the match, as you can see on your screens.
Vishy congratulates his opponent.
Congratulations to Magnus for retaining the title. This has been a very, very dramatic game. A very interesting and a dramatic game, which there is definitely some cause for regret for Vishy here. I think the position after king f3 was quite promising for Black, to be honest. And rook b8 before was, a very, very interesting idea.
Achieved some advantage. And then, he decided to force, unexpected. He went for some unnecessary.
But he knows it exactly. He understands it very well, that he could do much better than that. He could give a much better fight to Magnus than that. And this is what is painful, when you feel that you could do much better, and it will be in his head for quite a long time. 1.5 minutes we're going to be sitting there and
Queen
seeing.
e3.
No, he just cannot believe it, that this was what was happening today. It's not a good day, he will remember, Wednesday, 28th of November.
No. C8 Queen is on the board. Magnus Carlsen is winning game 3 as well in the rapid playoffs. F4, a last try by the challenger, but he knows that his position is lost and that he has lost his chance to take the crown from Magnus.
He's not ready to finish this game.
And now it's a handshake. Magnus Carlsen defends his title in London.
What a match, what a playoff, what a drama. It is. We can say that for Fabiano it's a very upsetting day.
By the way, king g7 has been played.
Nice, accurate move. What does that mate in 26?
Oh, wow, the eval bar just announced mate in 26. Shout out to you, Stockfish 14.1. Always doing your job. No one's appreciating you in the background, calculating, working hard, keeping that eval bar going. A thankless task.
Of course.
Stockfish 14.1.
Of course, we all see the mate in 26, right, Danny?
I for sure see the mate in 26. For those that are visual learners, we could show it. Play Queen c5. You liked your move, Bobby.
Yeah, king here, Queen c7, King a8.
Oh wow, look at this.
Don't play f6.
Don't play f6. Wait a second. We have a resignation. We have history. Magnus Carlsen is now the 5-time.
Sorry? I mean, like, I just understand, like, you take f2 check first, and then no queen g4 first. But in general, if I just take on d4, it should be closer to equality, yeah, I guess. Maybe no, knight goes to f5.
What do you mean?
I mean, okay, rook d4, just, I mean, maybe rook d4 immediately or something.
Yeah, takes knight f5.
Maybe you shouldn't check, maybe you should start with g6. Because takes knight f5 could be slightly, I don't know, rook e5, I mean.
So I go c6 rook e.
No, but then rook e5 at some point, so at least yeah, I improve the structure. Yeah, but in general, yeah, there's not much.
Guys, we're gonna see a draw here. This will be a perpetual. We've got Blitz coming up. That's what's gonna happen. This match is absolutely insane. And Fabi, you were the one to call it out first, that we will have a Blitz playoff.
Evaluation game. And Jan is considering, but it looks like he's going for it. Queen e4. Ding has nothing really to think about here. He shouldn't be avoiding the repetition. There's no reason to.
Rook g6 is not a move that you consider here, right? It's the only move that I feel with black keeps the game going, but it looks like more like a losing move than a winning attempt.
If rook g6 is not better for it, I'd be shocked. But it's not definitely... Oh my god.
Oh!
Whoa!
What?
Is he playing for a win? Is Liren trying to win this game? Because Liren, I keep using this Hemingway expression. You know, he said, courage is grace under pressure. He's courageous, and queen f5 gives black the upper hand, apparently.
Yeah, is he just pushing?
Fabi, Tanya, this is worrisome territory for Jan Nepomniachtchi, who's dipping to just about a minute, and that was a mistake.
Oh, queen d3. Not even queen g4, queen d3. That's the best way. Yeah, that's really, really bad for white.
Practically, Fabi, how easy is this with a minute on the clock? And Jan there keeps the queens on the board, which is absolutely crucial for any play with white. He has to get h5 in. Rook d1 coming
Black is
in.
just pushing. Well, like, what does the h5 matter? Because you don't give checks on that diagonal anymore. Like, yeah, well, white has to keep some time on the clock just in case it turns into a mess at some point. Wait, now rook c6? What is even the idea?
Is he going to try to sacrifice a piece and go for an attack against this king? That should not pan out, but maybe this king is going to try to hide on h2. And in a scramble, if it gets into real time trouble for black, when you're under attack, that's when mistakes happen.
But he wants to avoid it. So we're now rook to c1 at least. Wait, can you trade? Maybe you could trade.
Oh, and it's given a question mark. You can trade and then try to get your queen back to e4 at some point? Try to make a draw?
You just try to, like, hold it move by move. Yeah, queen e4, queen c4. And it's not an immediate draw, but you're saying black cannot easily progress because the...
And he finds it.
Yeah, queen e4, queen g6, queen c4. Good try.
And not only...
c2...
A good practical try. Sorry, Fabi, but look at the eval bar. It says minus 1.4. Is it nearly minus 4? So Jan may be fighting back in this game just when it looked like Liren would be crowned world champion. We're indicating the pawn is protected. He goes queen c7, which is a mistake. A huge mistake in time trouble from Jan Nepomniachtchi. The queen has to go back to g6. That's the good news for Liren. He has only one move here, and Jan is the one down to 20 seconds and counting down.
Oh yeah, he can actually play a2 immediately.
Although you have to be very careful here. Let's see. King f1. Oh, I don't think the king belongs to the first rank. That means a pawn might promote with check at some point.
Here. The bishop on b2, white doesn't even have counterplay. Okay,
Wow.
he's going for just desperation. But h5, queen f5. Yeah, this is... Desperation is not working out. Ding is going to win this match.
Unbelievable. The resilience from Liren. He brings his queen up. Now it's on f5. There's a pass pawn c2 that's defended. You can't distract the queen anymore. Liren, who is down a point in this match, is he about to become our world champion?
Black can do anything here. I mean, he doesn't have to panic, but he can play a2. Queen d3 probably wins. g3 probably wins, yeah. And now a2. a2 is super winning.
But he knows this might be the last few moves of his world championship.
Oh my god. Robert.
Oh, you see it.
He gives
knows.
up. He knows it.
Yeah, bishop takes f4 is easy.
Heartbreaking. It's over. Liren is the world chess champion. Wow. He has made history as the first Chinese player to win the world championship. We see handshakes there. Ding is overtaken by emotions. He isn't able to leave the board. And for Jan Nepomniachtchi, a heartbreaking moment there. He leaves the hall. This has been a fight of courage, of grit and determination. And all of that has paid off for Ding Liren. Take a moment and admire Ding right now.
Fakes up to B3.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just want to highlight that with king on h2 and rook on the second rank to sit. Yeah, rook f2
takes him bishop
blunder.
d5. Takes him bishop d5. Takes him bishop d5.
Wow,
And Gukesh will be the world champion.
unbelievable! What a blunder! And let's look at
Oh my
Gukesh,
gosh.
how he reacts.
Takes him bishop d5, and with the f pawn, it is winning. I
Look at
cannot
this.
believe
Gukesh
this.
senses. He sees that. Wait a second. What happened? Bishop on a8. That's why Ding wanted to keep his bishop on b7 so that
The
his
worst
bishop has an
square.
open diagonal.
He's chosen the worst square. Gukesh can't believe it. This is a historic moment. If he exchanges rooks and exchanges bishops, we will get a handshake and a new world champion. The entire that he's going to capture this rook. He will not miss this opportunity. Not after this much work. There it is.
Yeah, the nerves. Total collapse by Ding Liren. Yeah, he captures the bishop. Nothing else to be done. But it's a lost pawn endgame.
Speculation he wouldn't show up to the match. No, he did. He put on his best game. He came so close. And king e3 will be played, but king e5 followed by f4 in the event of king d3 is a well-known victory. That's it. With the disaster that struck in this final game. What a moment, Peter. Words can't capture the significance of this moment, and there it is.
Congratulations, Gukesh. Incredible, and Gukesh is also crying. Amazing. What a picture.
One dynasty ends and a new one begins. And after weeks of unspeakable hard work, the emotions spill out. I've got butterflies on my skin. How symbolic. Gukesh sets up the pieces like he always does, win or lose.